Hey, what is happening? Finley here in another episode of International Talks. Luigi and Caleb. I'm here with a new guest, Dallas. How are you, Dallas?
Yes, I'm good. How are you doing?
Really good. Dallas, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, your sport, and where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Canada. I'm on the men's tennis team here. I've been playing tennis my whole life. Yeah, definitely. It's not too far from home. Really enjoy it here at Finley so far, and yeah, I'm excited for what's to come.
Excellent, Dallas, excellent. So, I'm here. Nice to meet you guys. Caleb. We appreciate to have Dallas here. So, Dallas, can you tell us more about when you start playing tennis?
Yeah, I started playing tennis when I was 9 or 10 years old. Before that, I tried a bunch of other different sports, but tennis was the one that I really stuck with, and I've loved it ever since then.
How everything start? Like maybe what is the background? Maybe your parents play before, maybe a family member. Like how you engage with tennis? Like why don't another sport?
Yeah, I mean, my mom was a tennis player growing up, and my dad never played tennis, but I saw my mom playing, and I thought it was pretty cool, so I got into it myself. We started off playing together, we took lessons together, and then, yeah, from there, it just really took off, and I started playing more for myself.
Nice.
That's really good. Dallas. Like, as a tennis player that I am, I feel we really like the sport. And I have a question for you. Did you play a different sport also, or you were just in tennis?
Yeah, I mean, from Canada, I played hockey to start. I played hockey for probably 5 or 6 years, but I kind of find it boring, and I just like tennis a lot more. So that's when I changed to tennis.
And how is playing tennis in Canada because of the weather?
Yeah, I mean, it
Like
is tough. Like in the winter time, we only have indoor facilities because you can't play outside. So that means there's not a lot of court time, and it's really expensive. But if you find a good club and you have good people to play with, then you can make it work. But it's obviously better to play outdoors in the summer when there's more courts
nice.
open.
How it works? Like you have to sign up in a club, you have to pay a mensuality. Like how it works the tennis in the teams in Canada?
Yeah, so you can join a club and then you just get a membership and then you have access to all the resources there. There's also teams you can join that's a little bit more competitive. There's social programs, so there's a wide variety of different things you could do.
All right, Dallas. And which was that first tournament that you play in Canada that you felt that you really wanted to play, uh, like more serious the sport,
Yeah.
and also asking you if you ever thought to be professional in this sport, or you already knew that you were gonna come to college.
Yeah, I mean, when I was 11, I won my first tournament, and then I didn't think I'd ever be professional, but I knew I had something to maybe play college or a high-level junior player. So yeah, after that tournament, I took it a little bit more seriously. I played more, I trained a lot more, my parents spent a lot of money, so I think it's a good decision I made, and I'm happy I stuck with it. And yeah, after that, I just kept competing, kept playing tournaments, kept training, and yeah, I think it's been a good run so far.
Yeah, I think that's great that gains to play tennis and and pretty much like that you won that tournament in 11, that gives you confidence to keep with the sport, and I guess like it a lot
Hmm.
more than you do before.
Yeah.
Did,
Yeah,
I have a question.
go ahead.
Did you ever thought in quit the sport?
I mean, I think all tennis players have times where they get frustrated and they're in like a slump where they're not playing well. But I think deep down, if you really love tennis, you're never gonna really think about quitting. Yeah, for me, I never had that thought of I wanted to
Never.
quit. Never.
Never.
But I mean, we all go through phases where we're losing a lot and we're not enjoying it, but we all get through it. And I think if
How
love
you how you deal with those situations?
I think you just have to have confidence in yourself that you're doing the right thing and you're putting the hard work in. and it won't always pay off right away, but in the long run you have to have
But
confidence.
you have any person who is like helping you with that? Maybe your parents.
Yeah, I mean,
or
I'm really close with my
any.
coaches back home. They're kind of like second parents to me, and my
Okay.
parents were also very supportive, so I think that helped a lot.
You ever had any professional like psychologist or coaching,
Yeah,
something like
well,
that?
one of my coaches has a degree in sports psychology, so they helped with that a lot, and it does make a difference, the mental aspect
Oh,
of
that's
tennis.
I
for
think
sure.
that's so interesting. So can you teach us something that you learned from your coach about the
Yeah,
mental
I
aspect?
think the biggest thing is when things don't go your way to just breathe. Like just breathing like really calms you down. It gets your mind focused, your body relaxed, and it's really simple, but it can make a really big difference.
Did you ever feel like you're nervous or have anxiety before a game?
Yeah, I mean everyone gets nervous before games. It's just how you deal with it.
So
You
yeah,
gotta,
because I heard too like you have to breathe and keep calm, but
yeah,
sometimes when you're in the moment, like I'm trying to do it, but I can't like
yeah. I mean
I
in the
can't
moment it
focus.
gets
Yeah,
really
I think
like
it's
stressful. You just
it's
gotta slow
difficult, right?
down.
It's
Yeah,
difficult.
Yeah, I
it's
think
tough.
that's in every sport, but specifically individual sport
But
like tennis is really difficult.
maybe it's because you don't want to you have fear of fail. Like
I
you don't
think
want to
everyone
fail.
at some point they don't. Nobody likes to lose,
Yeah.
and feel that you're losing, and you are not playing the way you play and the
Mhm.
way that you like to play. That frustrates you, and
Mhm.
then it is when you have to control yourself and yeah, do what Dalo said. Pretty much, breathe
Yeah.
is really important. At least in tennis, I don't know what you think in soccer. When you are, I don't know, or you don't really think when you are there defending. Uh,
No, obviously there is a time sometimes when I feel nervous or anxiety, but uh, I don't know. I'm just trying to. I think the main thing is try to focus, try to be present in the moment. Don't think what is gonna happen, like what happen if I do this bad or if I run in a plate, because that makes me less confidence.
yeah.
So if I try to be focused and be 100% present, so I'll start thinking, because when those moments happen is because you make a bad play. It's because
Bad decision
a
too.
bad decision is because you are not focused and you're not thinking. So I think the main thing is like be be patient, try to be some kind of uh, cold brain, but also you have to have
The ability to think in those moments
yeah,
and
it's
breathe, right?
like I heard one coach that said your blood has to be warm, hot, like hot blood and cold brain. You know
Mhm.
what I mean with that?
Mhm.
So yeah, I think this is the best thing that I can do, and also the confidence. But I wanna say the main point is like I think a personal sport is more difficult to a team sport, right? I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, like team sports, you have someone to fall back on. Like if it's not your day, sometimes you can get away with slacking and not playing your best.
Or you have maybe, for example, in soccer you have 11 players, so maybe if not it's not your day, maybe the other players have a
Someone
good
else might
day,
have a good day.
so
Yeah, it balances out.
yeah, it
But
balance.
Yeah, and tennis is a really individual sport.
mhm.
But how you think is it different to play tournaments like back home in Canada than here in US playing college tennis?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I mean, I think for everyone who hasn't played college tennis, tennis is a lot quieter. It's like supposed to be more like respectful, quiet, like no one's yelling, no one's cheering for you. So it's very like kind of lonely, and you travel alone, you do everything alone.
Everything.
But almost everything, yeah. But then here in college, like you have people yelling for you, you have teammates yelling for you. They're also getting super hyped when they're playing. So just the atmosphere
That
in college tennis
motivates you,
is a
yeah.
lot better, I think. Just more energy, more. Everyone really wants to win. Where back home, it's kind of you're just doing your own thing, and the motivation and it's not as
I
exciting.
think that's so difficult, because maybe you are in alone in your house just training and that's it,
Mhm.
and you never know what's gonna happen, what you're gonna do, so
Mhm.
you have to be strong mentally.
Yeah,
I
and you
think.
also will have some friends in the tournament, but they are not really cheering for you.
Yeah, they're
Like
not
they
on
don't
your
want you
team.
to win. Like
You're still
they don't really
compete, yeah.
care. They care
'Cause
about themselves.
Yeah.
too much competitive.
Yeah, so much. Dallas, can you explain us a little bit of how was that preparation in Canada? Like, how many hours did you practice? Did you lift, conditioning? How did you prepare to be like a competitive and good tennis
Mhm.
player? And also before coming to US, what was that preparation? Was that more intense because you were getting here, or how was it?
Yeah, I think overall, just the more tennis you play, the better you're going to be. Just like any sport, the hours you put in will just amount to how good you end up being. So I tried to play as much as I could, definitely every day, a couple hours every day minimum. And when like summers off of school, I definitely played like summer camps, which were like 3 hours long, and then a private lesson, then a match. So some days it would be 5, 6, 7, 8 hours in the summer, and that was something I really loved, especially as a kid when I had the energy for it. Um, in terms of other training, definitely endurance training was really big. Our coaches had us run a lot, do a lot of sprinting, long distance, like medium distance. So I think cardio overall. Lifting I didn't do as much of, but it's definitely something I wish I did a little bit more of. And that's something we are doing here in college is lifting, which I'm happy to be doing.
Yeah. And also, Dallas, uh, what do you think kids or yeah, new tennis players or person that are coming to another sport, how they should start? You think they should start with a lot, or you think they it will be more like a like fun for them, like more recreational? Since you told me one time that you are have been like tennis coaching them in
Yeah.
Canada, so how you do that? Like how you
Yeah,
coach?
I'd suggest for kids who just get started, you don't want to put too much pressure on them right away. You just want to like slowly put them into the sport, see if they really enjoy it. And as a coach, you can tell if they love it, and if they love it, then I would try to up the hours up and have the training be a little bit more specific and competitive. Where when they're younger, it's more just have fun, play games. But once you see they really like it and they want to improve, that's when I would up the ante a bit and try to have them take it a little bit more seriously.
Do you think the parents play an special role in
Yeah.
this?
I think in tennis, there's some really bad parents who are super strict. They're like, do this, do that. They put a lot of pressure on the kids. But especially in tennis, you put so much pressure on yourself. You don't need the extra pressure from
You don't
parents.
need
So
that.
I think it's good to have a supportive parent, but I think on the court, you got to do your own thing, and your parents have to understand that it's your life, it's your sport, and they shouldn't get too involved.
Okay, Dallas, that's great. And another answer questions for you. Uh, how is that preparation that you have before matches? And did it change from when you were, I don't know, 14 years old to now?
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I didn't really understand the importance of preparing for matches, so I'd kind of just do like a quick 5 minute warm up and then I'd go right to my match. But as I got older, I understood that warming up my body and getting my mind in the right spot is really important. And if you have good preparation, you're probably going to have a good match. So, especially here in college, I think mentally preparing and physically preparing is really important to perform at your best.
Do you have any nutritional plan?
Yeah, I mean, I cook for myself now. I try to eat a lot of carbs, so I eat a lot of pasta, a lot of bread, a lot of cereal, just foods to give me energy throughout the day. And now that I'm lifting as well, try to mix in some protein just to get some muscle growth.
But it was always like that, or
Yeah, back home, I tried to eat a lot of carbs as well. Obviously, fruits and vegetables are really good for your overall health, but I think carbs are really important for tennis players.
what about the salads, fruits, and the protein? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean protein is really good for muscle growth. If you're working out, trying to get stronger, fitter, faster. I think protein is really important. And
Do you have any special plate for you?
um, I like steak a lot, steak and mashed potatoes. I think that's really good for protein. Anything with pasta too. I love.
Everything with pasta.
Yeah, I just love
Just
pasta.
combine everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Dallas, could you give people that is watching us right now an advice of pretty much why to come to US to play any sport.
Yeah, I think overall in the U.S., people just take it a lot more seriously. Coaches, schools, players, it's a lot more competitive than back home, and there's a lot of money involved for the schools. So I can tell everyone really cares about it, and the training is really good. Like the competition is really good. Obviously, competition is good back home, but it's really cool to see people from various different countries on the same sport competing and training together. So yeah, overall, I think sports in the U.S. is a lot of fun, and you can learn a lot about your sport and just your life in general
But
playing here.
but also, do you think the person or the athlete who is taking the decision to come to the US, they have to forget about being a pro athlete?
Yeah, I mean, you. It depends. Like Division 1 tennis players, there's a recent example, Ben Shelton. He played college tennis, and he was one of the top college tennis players, but now he's one of the top professionals in the world. So I do think there is still a chance for some college athletes to be professionals, but you have to be realistic.
For
with-
example, for this person, he has to finish his bachelor's first to be a
Yeah,
pro,
I
or
think he
or he
d-
can
you,
compete.
you don't have to. No, you
You
can
don't have
drop
to?
out. Like if you're really confident, you could drop out, but I would suggest still getting your degree.
And what was the experience of him? He dropped the university, or he finished the.
Do you know Luigi? Did he drop out or did he graduate?
He dropped out. He was going to junior year, I think, and he stopped playing because he played some challengers, and he was winning. Like he beat
Like
one of the
you-
top 10, so he
You
decided.
actually can play college and signed for international tournaments in tennis, or no?
I think you can't collect any money, but you can play, right?
But you can play.
There's
think
some
there-
really weird
I-
rules.
I
It's-
think there was a new rule that really depends, but
Yeah.
he was playing both. He was
Mhm.
playing college and he was also playing some challengers.
Okay, just to clarify, just for the athletes who are thinking in come to America, if they are not in a D1 school, maybe they have to start thinking in a plan B. Maybe that's the conclusion that we
yeah,
have.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, pretty much focus more in your major,
Mhm.
and also keep competing.
Like even if
Like
you
keep
don't,
having fun,
yeah.
and it's pretty fun here
you can
in
still
America.
compete and like try to get as good as you can without worrying about going pro. Like you can still work super hard, enjoy it, and not worry about being professional.
Yeah, pretty much worry about trying to make some history in the university.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna help you also in your resume for some skills that you're gonna have. Like you're gonna be responsible because you were a hardworking person while you were not gonna be professional. Also, discipline and responsibility is also important for any job that you want to apply to. So I think that's what college tennis and every college sports give you.
Yeah,
And also here in America you can meet a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people who have been international and studied here, and then they ended up working here
Yeah.
after too.
I'm trying to think why maybe I don't know if it's just in South America that everyone wants to be a pro athlete, but once you come to the US, like
I think you realize that there's
Yeah,
a lot of people
you-
better than you.
yeah, you have like more choices. Like for example, in South America, maybe if you study and you go to work, maybe you don't have the same possibilities. And here, if you go to any job, like you can make decent money to live. So maybe that is a reason for.
Yeah, I think a lot of international students end up staying in the U.S. after they graduate if they get a
That's-
good job.
Yeah, that's what everyone wants to do. Pretty much have the opportunity to after college stay working here, but that's not easy for everyone. Like you have to get your kind of like the green card.
I mean,
what
it
it's called.
depends what country you're from too. I think really
Yeah.
makes a difference.
Yeah, I mean you are from Canada. I don't know how it works. You can work here if you want.
No, I'd also have to get like a visa. But
Okay.
I only live like 5-hour drive, so I'll probably go back home after I
For
graduate.
for Canadians, you don't have like work permit or something like that to work.
Like to work here?
Yeah.
We do. It's probably easier for a Canadian to get than someone else, like in South America, but
Okay.
you still have to apply, and it's a pretty long process to work here.
Oh, I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Didn't know this about that.
Hmm.
And what are some of the plans for Dallas
Yeah.
after tennis?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna hopefully graduate here. Obviously, I'll get my degree, and then I'm planning on going back home, staying in the sport industry somehow with tennis. So maybe coaching, maybe run my own
Yeah, I
academy.
think everyone like start coaching, right? Like I think that that's
Yeah.
the first step in
Yeah.
the career.
Mostly for those that are sports management majors. I think, where are you? Sports?
I am.
Yeah,
I am
I'm
a sport
sports
Same
manager.
as
management,
Dallas.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think
The
people
first
in
step.
that major stay with. They
They
really like
usually
the
stay in
sport,
sports. Yeah.
and they want to stay in the same sport pretty much
Mhm.
that they play
Mhm.
during college and during their life. For me, it's different management and marketing. I kind of want to go to the hotel industry or something like that. But that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna play tennis anymore. You know, like I still like it, and I would try to play
But
sometimes.
it's like
Yeah.
just for fun, right? No,
Yeah,
nothing
just for
special.
fun. Yeah, maybe when I'm older, I would like to be maybe a coach. You know,
Mhm.
you never know.
You could
because-
even be like a part-time coach.
You can
just
be
like
a part-time coach.
Couple hours a week.
Yeah, I think that's an opportunity that you have if you play sports. You know, like you are always gonna have
A backup
that.
plan.
You can be a
yeah.
coach, like in case you are not doing good in that job that
Mhm.
you really wanted. You always have that alternative,
Mhm.
pretty much. Okay, I think you have another question for Dallas. I know.
I just want to remember like one one game when you think in the college in your college career that you think you really want to keep engaged with tennis, and one that you
Yeah.
think to quit.
Okay, so I think both definitely happened my very first freshman semester.
Freshman?
Yeah. My first maybe 4 or 5 matches, I was really nervous, and I think I lost maybe 4, 5, 6 in a row. And there was one match.
That's tough.
I think it was maybe our third match where I just got killed. I lost. I don't even think I won a game. And like I was thinking, like, is college tennis really for me? Like I'm getting killed. I
Wow.
don't enjoy it.
Wow.
And then maybe 4 or 5 matches later, I had a really good win against one of our conference rivals, and then that's when I really felt like I belong here. I want to be here. I want
Nice.
to compete.
Nice.
So it just shows that you can have 2 very different matches within a month or 2.
So you don't have to take decisions in hot, like
No.
you have to be confident in you and
Mhm.
say like the process is the most important. It's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
it's not just the win. Like you're not good if you win, and you're not bad if you lose.
Mhm.
You know, I think that's important.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I have one more question actually. From those, like, how are you with your team? Like, you feel the team is like together, and how you like to be with people from different cultures?
Mhm.
How that works?
Yeah, it's definitely different being with like our team is very international. Like there's tons of different countries on both the men's and women's side. But I think it's really good. You get to learn about different cultures. You get to see different ways of doing things, even different game styles of tennis. Like some countries play tennis a little bit differently than others, and I just think it's really cool to have all that in one like friendship, one family on one team. So I feel like my connection with my team is really good. They're like brothers to me, and I think that's really important. If you're going to be a successful team, you got to feel like a family, and you're looking out for each other, and you're trying to win for one another.
Do you think? I have two questions. Is there any language barrier that you have?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm English speaking, so I'm lucky. It was a really easy transition coming to the US, but for you two yourselves, I can't even imagine how hard it would be coming to a new country, new people, and not really understanding the language as
Um,
well.
how you see like your teammates that are not English speakers deal with that? Like how
Yeah, I mean,
what is your perspective?
yeah, they're all really hard workers. Like, obviously, it can be a struggle for them sometimes, especially in classes, understanding all the English, but they really do their best to understand. And when they don't understand something, they'll ask us, "Oh, what does that mean?" So obviously, it takes a lot of hard work for them to get their English proficient enough to be able to play and work in the U.S. So I think it takes a really hardworking person, but all of my teammates have done a really good job at that.
Nice. And do you think like they're gonna have communications issues in the team because of that, or
I
no?
mean, sometimes there's misconceptions where we don't really understand what someone else is saying. Like sarcasm, for example, might be hard to understand, but overall, if you talk it out and you're a respectable person, then there's not really any issues with.
No issue.
Yeah, and that happens pretty much when there is like someone new, a freshman. But yeah, when you are already like junior or senior, you pretty much learn the language, and there are not too many difficulties to talk.
That was
Like now,
difficult.
I didn't know how to pronounce that word.
How how athletes that can reach out coaches can do start doing like how you do it? How was your experience reaching out coaches? And yeah, do you have more offers? How you find it? Like what are the
Yeah, so I'm really lucky. I didn't have to really do recruitment process
no?
because I knew someone on the team. Our
Okay.
team captain Andrew, he's from Canada, and he's only lives like 20 minutes away from me.
It's like your friend
Yeah, he was a
in a
friend
club.
previously. Like
In a club?
I grew up playing tournaments with him, so
Oh,
I
okay.
did my recruitment through him. So
Okay.
I actually didn't really talk to any other schools. Here was my first choice, and yeah, I stuck with it.
Oh, nice. You have any friends that has any recruitment process on how
Yeah,
it works?
I mean, I have a lot of friends my age who are currently at other schools across the U.S.
Uh-huh.
Some people I grew up a little bit younger than me, looking to get into schools too. So
But
maybe I could reach out to them.
like you notice like how they have to do.
Yeah, I mean, they'd usually post like a YouTube video of them playing, maybe send out like a quick email to the coach, just a quick introduction. Obviously, grades are an important part of the recruitment, your overall tennis ability, and also coaches have to factor in who you are as a person. Like if they think you're a good, respectable person, then they're gonna want you on the team.
Okay. Um, do you have any question?
No, I think that's all. Thank you so much for being here tonight and giving your knowledge to these new people that is watching us and that are thinking to come here. Like it's hard, it's tough to be like far away from your family, but it's also fun and everyone is like not home pretty much.
Mhm.
Even Americans come from
Yeah,
different cities
Yeah.
different states.
and everyone is trying to be with each other and helping each other in anything they need. So
Mhm.
any other thoughts?
No, yeah, I agree. It's if you find the right people here, then you do end up feeling at home, even though you're not in your own country and not speaking your own language sometimes. So, but yeah, if you find the right people, then it can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and sometimes when you are not here and you are in Canada, for example, you miss a little bit here
No,
sometimes,
for sure.
you know,
Yeah,
your sport, friends,
yeah.
and yeah, competing. That's
Mhm.
the most important thing, and it's so fun to be here.
Just to finish the interview, what is the advice from Dallas to any freshman or any person who is in high school, even an athlete who is maybe finish his school 3 years later?
Mhm.
Like they're older.
Yeah.
What is the advice? What is that?
I mean, I'd say if you just love the sport, then you want to be involved in it as much as you can. So whether you're a high school student graduating, then I would really suggest getting into college sports. And if you're just graduating college too, I hate to see people who love the sport never play again. So
Never.
even after college, it doesn't have to be intense, but maybe just play with friends on a weekend